Hey everybody, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about layers, okay? So we've just been making things, and now I want to kind of show you how to arrange things a little bit. This is a very important part of Illustrator. So let's go ahead and open up one of our documents with lots of shapes on it. Hopefully if you followed along in the other videos, you've got something with a lot of shapes. If not, you can just drag and make a bunch of shapes real quickly. Okay. So all these objects in here, you can access by just clicking on them directly, for the most part. But if you go over here and you get to your window that has layers written on it, we can kind of see how they're arranged. If you don't have that window open, go ahead and go to Window and go to Layers and check it, and it should appear on your screen. Okay, so here we've got just a picture here and an eyeball, and you might not know what it is, but if you click on this little arrow, it's going to open up and show us everything in this layer. And these are all the objects that we've made. And any more objects that we'd make would automatically by default go into this layer 1. So the objects have an order, meaning that if I move this rectangle over here, it's underneath the polygon. And you can see when I select this polygon, you can also see that it lights up with a blue highlight here and then a blue square over to the very right. So we can see that this polygon is underneath this one, because this one right here is above it. And on top of everything is a circle. And you can see if I move it on top of anything else that it is above everything. Now we can change the order. I can take my circle and I can drag, click and drag, and I can put it on the bottom. And now it's going to be underneath this rectangle. And so on and so on. You can arrange all your objects and move them. I can move the rectangle on top of everything, however you need it ordered. And this does matter quite a bit once we start making things and making documents, making pages, making posters. Certain things have to be on top of other things. This is looking at everything within the layer. Let's go ahead and make one more shape here. I'm going to go ahead and make a star. I'm going to hold shift here. There it is. And look where it went, on the very top of the layer. So the last thing you make is going to automatically be on top. But as you know, we can change that very easily by just clicking and dragging and moving it down underneath other objects. Okay, so now we've been just kind of making shapes at random and learning how to use the shapes tool. But once we get into more complicated designs, there's a need to have more layers and have multiple layers. So let's go ahead and show you how to make a new layer. So I'm going to go ahead and just collapse that there. And then I'm going to go over to this triple little bar button. Now this is a very important button to remember because it's got a lot of options for all our different windows. Here I can go to New Layer. And then you can see another layer popped up called Layer 2. And you can name the layer if you want. Sometimes it's very helpful to name the layers if you have a lot of things going on. But for now, Layer 2 will be fine. You can change the color. And I can leave it red for now. There's no reason to change it. And you can make it a template, all these other things. I wouldn't worry about this yet. I would just leave it as it is and just hit OK. Okay, so with this layer, it's the red layer and it's above everything in Layer 1. So I'm going to go ahead and make an object right now that I'm on Layer 2. Let's make another rectangle. But let's change the color so we know what layer it's on. And we'll make it purple and green, sure. So this object now is in Layer 2. And let me uncollapse these or open these up. And now I can see no matter what I do, as long as this object is in Layer 2, it is going to be above all the other objects. So this is a good way to arrange things. If you know you have something that's going to be behind everything else, you can keep it organized, keep it in a Layer 1, have your Layer 2 on top, and organize your objects that way. Now, I can also make, obviously, multiple objects in here. Let's go ahead and make another color here. And then I've got two objects and I can change the order of them, right? I made the ellipse last, so it is obviously above the rectangle, but you can change the order. But you could also drag things from one layer to another. So I can just pick it up over here, and I can drag it down. Now let's put it all the way in the bottom. And now this ellipse is in layer 1, and it is all the way behind every other object we've made. Okay, so these are ways to organize your different objects. As we do make things and get more complicated, these layers are going to pile up with lots and lots of different objects, and things can get very complicated. You can have hundreds of objects by the time you're done with the design, and it's a very good way to organize and keep things so you know where to find them, so you can just keep them a lot more organized. Helps when you're making some complicated designs. So within your layer, we've got this little eyeball here. So let's go ahead and go to layer 2 again and go to this rectangle, and I can turn it on and off. I can turn on an individual. Let me turn off the whole. I can turn off the individual object, and I can also turn off the whole layer. And for layer 2 here, we don't have multiple objects in. So let's put another object in layer 2. There we go. And I'm going to change the color so it just looks different than the other ones. So, oh, look at that. I'm in the wrong layer. It's an ellipse in layer 1. So you have to be conscious of where you make them and kind of keep a look on your layers, which is why I always have the layers window open. Okay, so now this ellipse is in layer 2. Okay, and as I was saying, I can turn each object off and on individually, or I can turn the whole layer on and off. Okay, another thing we can do. Let's say I've got an object behind another object, and this star, sometimes it can be very hard to grab, especially when other objects on top of it and we can't see all of it very well. Sometimes you have an object behind everything and it's hard to grab. But in order to make it easier, I can lock layers. So I can lock a layer by hitting this little button right here. And now I cannot grab these objects in this layer. So let's say I wanted to grab all the other objects real quickly, right? Let's say, okay, that's it. Let's say I wanted to grab all the other objects from layer 1. And it's kind of hard to do when I have these layer 2 objects in front of it. But if I lock the layer, lock layer 2, now I can take my selection tool and drag a box and grab all of them. And maybe I needed to move them, maybe I needed to adjust them. Whatever I need to do, I can do it and be sure that I'm not going to affect anything in layer 2. Okay, so as we've noted before, you can select objects with the selection tool, black arrow, and you can drag a box to get multiples, you can click on them, and so on. Another way you can select objects is by clicking on them in the layer. So here, if I want to select the rectangle, I can click on the circle over here. If I want to select the ellipse, this won't do me any good to click on this part, but if I click on the little circle, it'll also select it. If I want to select both of them, I can hold down Shift and select multiple objects at the same time. So that's another way to select your objects. Okay, another thing to take note of is that when I'm on layer 1, and I select an object that's on layer 1, like this oval here, it is going to match the color of the layer. So layer 1 is blue, as you can see by these little blue bars right here. And you can see that the marker around it that lets me transform it, that the path is blue, all of it's blue. Now when I click on this oval here, which is in layer 2, we can see that it matches the color of the layer that's red. So you can see that the path is red, makes up the oval, that these transform lines and these anchor points are all red. So you can identify what layer your object is on by what color the box is around it or the path is. Okay, so we can use layers to organize things, to isolate things, to just keep things where we know where we can find them. All right, so hopefully you guys learned something about layers today in Illustrator, and I'll see you guys in the next video.